Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. This is where we spend just a few minutes at the end of our week in the Word of God. In the season of Lent, we've been studying about masquerade and the masks we wear that kind of cover our sin and shame. Well, our message for this week is really about how sometimes we put a mask on that we want the world to see. It's a mask of our presentation to the world. I remember when my mom used to be getting ready for church or something, my dad would say, "Honey, we're running late." And her response would be, "Oh, I'm just putting on my face." And for her, that meant putting on some Avon makeup, right? Getting ready for the world to see her. Putting on the best version of herself. Well, sometimes we don't use makeup. Now we may use an Instagram filter, or we may use our editing of photos, what we choose for our photographs for Christmas, maybe. Maybe we even kind of put on a smile. Some have gone so far as plastic surgery to improve the face the world sees. You know, sometimes we as Christians try to put on a godlier face than what we really are. And we think we want to put the best version forward, right? Like we shouldn't be gossips and we shouldn't be liars and we shouldn't wear inappropriate clothing that lead other people into distraction. We shouldn't use bad language. And we really shouldn't think evil of others. And we don't want to step outside of our marriages. And so we want to look about ourselves as being better versions of ourselves. But are we just fooling our own minds? Is the real reason we're doing that is not to be a better version of ourselves, but to put ourselves above others? Are we just pretending to be good so that we can feel good about how much better we are than all those other people out there? I ask you this question. Do you believe that you are better than most people? That's a hard one, right? My initial answer is, yeah, I do. And part of that reason is because of my faith. And so I can get defensive. But I think it's dangerous because we can begin to think of ourselves more highly than we ought to. And Jesus says something to the Pharisees about that. This is from Matthew chapter 23, verse 27 in the ESV and 28. He says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness. So you also outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you're full of hypocrisy and lawlessness." Whitewashed tombs. White paint, a facade on the outside can look pretty. I've seen that if you've ever been to New Orleans in the mausoleums. But inside, the stench of death and rot. That's kind of like us, because we know our sinful minds and sinful hearts, and we begin to think of ourselves more highly than we ought to. We're in the same danger as those Pharisees. I have an image for you, because with the theme, I wanted you to think about a whitewashed mask. Take a look at this. This is a whitewashed death mask. Someone who died in the 1500s. People would use these to cover the actual symbol of death, but also to preserve the face of the loved one. Jesus doesn't just cover death. Jesus overcomes death. Jesus takes that stench and rot within us and transforms it. And I hope that you and I are able to live as transformed believers. That the reasons that we change how we act and how we treat others is because we love them, not because we want to appear better than them. It's all about the motivation. Are you just covering your sinful desires? Or are you modeling and caring for others by being loving and serving and being honest with ourselves. Let God work through you, despite your imperfections, to serve him always. And let that humble you, because he knows our minds and hearts, and he dwells within. Take care. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.